Too many creatives give away ownership of work that goes on to generate millions. They walk away with a one-time payment while others cash in repeatedly on what they've created. But the value of a video, logo, or brand identity doesn't stop when the invoice clears. Its impact compounds, often quietly and exponentially. So what is value? Value changes depending on the lens, but it always comes down to worth. In business, it's the benefit versus the cost. In ethics, it's the principle that guides choices. In economics, it's the measurable worth of an asset. In art, it's the weight and contrast that shapes meaning. But across all of these, there's one truth. Value is shaped by perception. And that's where creatives often get the short end of the stick. Here's the trap. People see $2,000 and flinch, without realizing that one client from that video could generate $24,000 in revenue over a year. And that's just one customer. Logos, videos, brand identities, they aren't just content. They're leverage. They sell, they scale, they build trust. But clients often miss the bigger picture, and the creator don't always frame it for them. And it gets worse. Once you deliver the final file, you usually lose all your rights. Meanwhile, your client keeps profiting from your work for years, maybe even decades. Think about it. That logo you sold for $400, it might become the face of $1 billion brand. That video, it could be the highest converting asset. That brand identity, it might fuel a global empire. Case in point, Tesla paid $11 million just for the domain name Tesla.com, and that was years after the brand had blown up. That's the power of early creative vision and the kind of value creators are often excluded from. Why don't creators get residuals? Actors get royalties, musicians earn off streams, but designers and filmmakers? We create the asset, but once it's delivered, the money train leaves the station and we get left behind. When clients ask what's the ROI, they're usually looking for fast, measurable gains. But the ROI isn't just a number, it's about lasting value. Most clients focus on cost. Your job is to shift their mindset towards impact. Here's how you start that shift. Ask them questions that change the frame. Vision and intent. If this project goes better than expected, what does that look like? And why now is the right time to do this? Value and impact. What's the cost of not doing this? How will this change your business in 6 to 12 months? What's something you tried before that didn't work and why? Process and priorities. What matters most, speed, quality, or budget? Pick two. Who else needs to be involved to make this a smooth process? Emotional buy-in. What would make you proud of this when it's done? 6 months from now, what do you want to say about how this went? These aren't just questions, they're lenses to show clients what real value looks like, why you should charge for value and not time. Hourly pricing punishes efficiency. You get paid less for being better and faster. Value-based pricing, on the other hand, ties your income to results, not time spent. Clients don't want hours, they want impact. When you price based on value, you're not selling effort, you're selling outcomes. Charge for the result, not the ride. Effort is invisible. Impact is what they remember. Time versus money, the ultimate value test. Ask yourself or your client, would you rather have $1 million or 2 more days of life? Most people, they choose time. And why? Because real value isn't just financial, it's emotional, irreplaceable, and long-term. Creative work is the same. You can't buy back the effect once it's out there. That's why undervaluing it is costly. The bottom line is, if you're a creator, it's time to stop thinking in deliverables and start thinking in equity, outcomes, and long-term value. Because the truth is, your work, it doesn't just cost something, it builds something. Value isn't just perception, it's power. When creators treat their work like disposable services, they give away the future. But when you recognize your work as a revenue-generating investment, you take back control. But hey, that's just my take and I would love to hear yours. Let's keep questioning, rethinking, and challenging the narratives that shape our craft, because perspective is everything.